Going through university can be a pretty daunting task, which is accompanied by a plethora of emotions. Our story follows the narrative of one such individual, Juntang Yuan, a freshman who applies to Minsong University with the sole motive of being closer to Juju, his longtime crush who happens to be a senior there. Seated on a bus, snacking on a bag of chips, Juntang is on his way back to school after the holidays. His phone interrupts the journey with a text from Zhu, explaining her return to school and expressing a desire to meet up, given their long absence. Excitement surges through him, prompting Juntang to ask her out for lunch. However, the realization dawns that he needs to change his clothes before meeting Zhu. Juntang rushes to his accommodations while seeing a strange girl outside his place playing with her lighter. Ignoring her, he goes inside his house to change before heading out again and realizes the girl is still there, initially brushing her off, thinking he might have seen her in a tutoring class. He later realizes that she is from the idol group Dream Suite and her name is Lai Xia. This prompts the girl in question to confront him, flicking Juntang's head with her lighter. She labels him a stalker, expressing her desire for a normal life, and suggests he call the police if he feels threatened, loud enough for passersby to take notice. In response, Juntang calms the situation by apologizing and explaining that his friend is a huge fan of her group, even going as far as sticking posters of them to his face. With the misunderstanding cleared, Juntang rushes to meet Zhu. Soon after, Juntang meets Zhu outside their designated meeting place, and they head inside. Once seated, Juntang begins recounting the tale of the encounters he had on the way, with Zhu expressing pity for his peculiar housemate. While enjoying their meal, Juntang nervously broaches the topic, asking Zhu if she has a boyfriend. In response, she playfully punches his chest and assures him that she does not. After lunch, the outside air turns chilly, with Zhu rubbing her arms together to ward off the cold. Seeing this, Juntang wraps his muffler around her neck, telling her to return it to him later. With that, they part ways. Upon reaching his apartment, Juntang notices that the girl from earlier is still waiting outside. Checking the time, he realizes it's almost midnight, and she has been waiting there alone since morning. As he approaches the door, the girl confronts him once again, urging him not to tell anyone that she lives there. Juntang acknowledges her statement and starts heading inside, only to find that the girl has passed out. Concerned, he calls for an ambulance to help her. The next morning, Juntang is awakened by the sound of a bell. And to his surprise, Lai Xia, the girl from yesterday, has brought breakfast for him on her way back from the hospital. Initially confused, Juntang abruptly closes the door, muttering that nobody is nice to him without a reason. After class ends, Juntang texts Zhu to plan a meeting, but she brushes him off, citing that she forgot to bring the scarf and is busy with management matters. This dampens Juntang's mood, and his friends playfully tease him about being rejected. Over the next few days, Juntang notices Lai Xia trying to get his attention. Despite her attempts, he consistently brushes her off. One day, Lai Xia unexpectedly arrives in his classroom, capturing the attention of most boys with her beauty. She confidently makes her way toward Juntang's desk to greet him. Startled by Lai Xia's unexpected appearance, Juntang grabs her hand and quickly escorts her out of the classroom towards the vending machine. He buys a drink, offering her one, but she declines. As he places the drink against his forehead, Juntang questions Xia about why she's here and how she knows about his class. Xia then explains that she found out about his class when he made the call to the hospital. Juntang interrupts her, mentioning that he already likes someone, and Xia laughs it off. She clarifies that she simply wants to be friends since she has none, and Juntang is aware of the rumors surrounding her retirement. Juntang, in response, asks for her number and suggests they grab dinner together sometime. On the way back from the university, Juntang remarks about Xia being in a good mood, to which she smiles in response. Xia then comments that it's fortunate Juntang is in love with someone else, otherwise she'd have to deal with his nagging. Juntang denies the possibility, asserting that it will never happen. However, Xia gets very close to his face, making him flustered, and asks, "What if I fall in love with you?" Xia then asks if they can have dinner tonight, but Juntang explains that he has to attend the opening party. At the party, everyone is getting drunk and cheerful. Juntang initially refuses to drink more, but a senior confronts him about Xia, attempting to get him drunk to gather information. Eventually, Juntang becomes drunk and is in a rather happy mood. Soon, Juntang receives a call from Xia, addressing her as Miss Smack Your Head. He goes outside to chat with her, but his senior snatches the phone, attempting to talk to Xia. This leads Xia to confront them with a bottle of alcohol, expressing her concern for Juntang's safety. Realizing that Xia was about to hit his senior, Juntang distracts the senior with the bottle of alcohol before grabbing Xia and running away. Once they are at a safe distance, Xia sits down with Juntang, questioning why she had a bottle of alcohol and expressing concern about the potential consequences if the police saw her. This causes Xia to have a breakdown about her desire to stay out of trouble. Juntang then comforts her, Once Xia calms down, Juntang inquires about how she found him, prompting her to explain that parties like these have tags placed in front of the door. With this information, Juntang is determined to find Zhu, who is in the literature department. He wanders around until he locates the respective department, spotting Zhu in the crowd. They then wave at each other. However, Zhu, not familiar with the situation, points out Xia in a loud voice in the street. This prompts people to make inappropriate remarks about Xia, who look incredibly upset. She then leaves, leaving Juntang feeling disturbed by the whole situation. Despite his attempts to call Xia, she ignores him. Zhu tries to apologize to Juntang and salvage the situation, feeling guilty after the incident. Zhu drags Juntang along to get some food and alcohol from the convenience store as a means to apologize to Xia. Back at the apartment, Xia finds herself alone until the doorbell rings. To her surprise, an apologetic Juntang and Zhu stand at the door, holding bags as Zhu offers her sincere apologies. Juntang then requests Xia to talk to her parents, explaining the situation since she has missed the last bus home and would need to stay somewhere else tonight. Xia agrees to the arrangement. After explaining the situation to Zhu's parents, Juntang suggests that Zhu can take his bed, and he will stay at an internet cafe for the night. However, Xia interjects, stating that she has spare bedding, allowing Zhu to stay at their apartment for the night. Once the situation is resolved, everyone becomes quite drunk, and Zhu and Xia quickly patch things up, evolving into best friends. Zhu raises the temperature of the thermostat, prompting Xia to comment that she feels hot and decides to go outside. As she leaves, she takes off her sweater. Juntang follows after her, taking off his own sweater and attempting to hand it to her, concerned about her well-being and not wanting her to get sick again. Once outside, Juntang hands Xia his sweater, urging her to wear it. He explains that Zhu came to apologize to her. They engage in a heart-to-heart talk about friendship, and a tear drops from Xia's eyes. Witnessing her emotional state, Juntang envelops Xia in a hug, realizing that he wants to get to know her better now. The next day, Juntang is in the bathroom, dealing with the aftermath of a night of heavy drinking. Outside the door, Xia makes snarky remarks about his condition. Once he's done, Juntang heads out and inquires about Zhu. Xia explains that Zhu went home after taking a shower since she reeked of alcohol. In the living, Xia is searching for something in the cabinet, with Juntang remembering he saw a box of cigarettes and a lighter in it yesterday. He reaches into the cupboard and hands them to her. Xia then dumps the cigarettes into the toilet and flushes them down. While tying the garbage, Juntang is intrigued by thoughts about Xia and why he couldn't ask her about the reason for her tears the previous night. As he contemplates checking information on Xia on his phone, she taps his forehead. Startled, he hastily puts his phone away, flustered by the sight of Xia, and runs away, shouting that he has to take out the trash. After dumping the trash into the trash can, Juntang starts shouting that he only befriended Xia because she is rich and that her past is none of his concern. He emphatically states that he certainly doesn't get butterflies from her. After this outburst, he turns around and sees Xia standing behind him, letting out a laugh. A month later, Juntang is standing there, waiting for Xia. Passers-by make comments about him waiting for his girlfriend, which he denies. Even the senior from the party teases him. Soon, Xia arrives with Zhu tagging behind her. Juntang greets Xu with a stutter, feeling a bit flustered. Both girls then invite him to watch the cherry blossoms with them as they are blooming. The three of them then heads out to watch the cherry blossoms together, with Xia rushing ahead in excitement as she begins to take photos of herself. Both of them join Xia in taking photos. However, Xia then asks Juntang to take photos of her with Zhu, pointing out that midterms are near and he should focus on study. This leaves him perplexed by the unexpected request. At the train station, Juntang suggests the idea of studying together with Zhu, who denies it, stating he should study with people in his major. Zhu heads inside and boards the train, leaving Juntang downcast. Xia tries to cheer him up with a photo of Zhu. On the train, Zhu's thoughts are interrupted when Xia dumps the photos in the group chat. Zhu's hand stops at the photo of her and Juntang together before her face takes on a darker tone due to a message popping up on her screen. Sitting on a bench in the park, Xia listens to Juntang about how he tries to get close to Zhu but gets interrupted or denied each time, either by someone else or by Zhu herself. As Juntang ponders over his thoughts, Xia stands up and begins to walk away. Turning around, she holds out her hand to him and asks him to go home with her. While working on his assignment, Juntang is interrupted when Xia barges in with a small bag. She quickly makes her way towards him and whispers into his ear that he has a group date today. She then reveals a surprise for him, which turns out to be her attempt to make him look as good as possible. Earlier in the day, Xia sees Juntang's friend inviting him to a group date as one of the other guys bailed on him. So, she thinks she might as well try to see how good he would look if she tries her best to help him with his appearance. After putting a face mask on his face, Juntang lies still on his bed, pondering over why Xia is doing all this, while the image of her making snarky remarks appears in his head. With her work done, Shia states she allows him to go on a date, but he is forbidden from getting a girlfriend. Junteng rectifies this by stating that even if he gets a girlfriend, they will remain as close friends. With a smug, Shia points out that friends don't hold hands, while Junteng wonders if she enjoys teasing him so much or if she flirts with anyone. The karaoke bar is filled with everyone except for Junteng, who is running late. Everyone is talking or singing until Junteng came through the door, and all three of the girls are instantly captivated by him as he looks quite cute. Two of the girls corner him into putting on lipstick while commenting that it suits him. Both of them took a picture of Junteng with an instant camera and handed it to him. Upon seeing the lipstick in the picture, it instantly reminds him of Shia, who has the same shade. His thoughts are soon interrupted by his friend, who says that he has to sing for arriving late. After Junteng finishes his song at the karaoke bar, the group decides to play a couple's drinking game involving spinning a bottle. The game has 4 levels, and whoever the bottle points to on level 4 has to take a sip of a drink and share a kiss with their partner. To the surprise and perhaps dismay of Junteng and his partner, the bottle ends up pointing at them during the intense level 4 moment. Huey Rowney, a 21-year-old who recently went through a breakup, joins this group date in the hopes of finding a cute guy. Her wish seems to come true when she sets her eyes on Junteng. When the bottle points towards her and Junteng during the game, she doesn't hesitate to take a drink and makes an attempt to kiss Junteng. But the sound of the buzzer interrupts her attempt. Disheartened, she sits with her friends, who try to cheer her up. However, she refuses to back off, standing up, taking a swing of alcohol before making another attempt to kiss Junteng. This time, she is stopped when Junteng explains that it wouldn't be right for his first kiss to happen here. Rowney then embarrassingly sits down as Junteng leaves the karaoke room. Once the group date is done, a tipsy Rowney leans onto a steel pole, commenting that she has drank more than she should have, with Junteng offering her to walk her home, which she gladly accepts. On the way back, they engage in a conversation about love. Junteng explains that persistence in love doesn't always pay off. This prompts Rowney to stop mid-stride, wearing a sad expression as she opens up about her recent breakup. Observing Rowney's sad expression, Junteng gently holds onto the strands of her hair and asks if she is crying, expressing genuine concern for her. While doing so, he can't help but notice the silky and smooth texture of her hair, prompting thoughts about Shia's hair. Letting go of Rowney's hair, Junteng compliments its silky, smooth, and bouncy nature, successfully cheering her up before dropping her off at her dorm. After dropping Rowney off, Junteng arrives home to find Shia sitting in the garden, waiting for him. To showcase that he is still sober, Junteng walks in a straight line. However, Shia inquires about his date, prompting Junteng to share every detail. This incites anger in Shia, leading Junteng to wisely keep quiet. Seizing the moment, Shia leans into Junteng, teasing him for being agreeable and tempting her to do something naughty. Tempted in return, Junteng embraces Shia, and they share a passionate kiss. After the kiss, they're in an awkward silence between them, with Shia standing up and heading inside, but not before asking Junteng if he was coming inside or not. Still flustered by the kiss, he says he will cool his head off before going inside. The next day, Junteng wakes up in a startle as he still can't get the image of him kissing Shia out of his head. To distract himself, he hurriedly gets dressed and heads to the library to study for his midterms while trying to clear his mind. As Junteng leaves, he notices that Shia has posted a notice looking for a female tenant. He wonders if this decision was influenced by their kiss, considering she had rented out the entire downstairs floor by paying extra. After classes, Junteng rushes back home, unable to shake the image of kissing Shia from his mind. Upon reaching home, he knocks on the front door, which is opened by Shia. He then addresses her about the tenant sign, expressing his desire to talk about the previous night and extending it as his way of making amends. Smiling in response, Shia welcomes him inside. When asked about the tenant sign, she explains that she's looking for more friends since he and Ju are the only people she hangs out with. Junteng suggests going to a good takoyaki place and proposes inviting Ju to join them. A few days later, Junteng is sitting on a bench in the university and is greeted by Ju. He then asks her if she wants to hang out with him and Shia for takoyaki on the weekend. Shia happily agrees to the takoyaki plan and suggests they hang out in the library. When they arrive, the long waiting line makes Junteng sigh. As they wait, they are interrupted by Ju's male friend, who has a chat with her. He then asks if Junteng is her boyfriend, but Ju denies it. This makes Junteng jealous and angry, prompting him to storm off, claiming he has some business to attend to. While sitting, Junteng recalls a past incident. One day, while returning from cram school, Ju revealed that due to some family issues, she had to leave her house, resulting in her missing school and getting suspended. On their way, they encountered Ju's furious father, who criticized her and called her a disgrace like her mother. This angered Ju, and she retaliated by hitting her father with her bag, declaring it embarrassing to be his daughter. She then grabbed Junteng's hand, and they ran away, taking a breather at a safe distance, where Ju apologized for him having to witness the confrontation. Juntang is then interrupted by Zhu, who tells him that she has a place to show him. She then leads him up the stairs to the rooftop. With Juntang having some naughty thoughts about being alone with her, he quickly slaps himself, prompting Zhu to question his behavior. Once they reach the top, Zhu opens the door to the rooftop, revealing a breathtaking view of the city. She shares that this is her favorite spot and points out some famous landmarks. Seeing that Juntang has calmed down, Zhu mentions that she didn't plan on showing him this place, fearing she might say something inappropriate. Juntang wonders about the unfinished sentence, but she leaves the rooftop, cryptically stating that when she was younger, she had a lot of courage, probably because of something. She leaves him hanging on the last part and makes her way down, prompting Juntang to call out to her. Once she is down, Zhu heads back home with watery eyes, hoping that one day Juntang will understand her soft, tender love for him. She acknowledges that, despite her desire to be with him, her circumstances prevent it. She expresses her happiness at witnessing his jealousy, but still feels guilty about giving him false hope. The next day, in the evening, Juntang is woken up by Xia, who is bored and nags him to wake up since it's already noon. Their banter is interrupted by the sound of the doorbell. Xia goes down to open the door and meets Rowney, who is moving in today. A few days ago, Rowney happened to be in the area looking for a place to rent when she stumbled upon the sign Xia had put up. Rowney is stunned by Xia's allure as she opens the door with wet hair from just having taken a bath. Rowney checks out the place and is intrigued by Xia's collection of branded items. While Rowney and Xia are chatting, Juntang appears, and both he and Rowney are shocked to see each other. Rowney is frustrated, thinking she shouldn't have agreed to move in if she knew he was here. Juntang tries to be nice to her, but notices she is angry at him. Pondering for a moment, he realizes he forgot to text her back that night when he reached his place, the night he had his first kiss. Putting all his thoughts aside, Juntang picks up a few boxes, asking Rowney where he should place them. However, in the process, he accidentally calls her name wrong, causing her to shout at him. Juntang is frozen on the spot before crumbling. Once everything is done and settled, Xia and Rowney discuss what to eat, with Juntang interjecting by saying he knows a good place for lunch. Rowney agrees to everything, seeing this as a chance to get back at him. At the restaurant, Rowney makes it so Juntang is unable to refuse a drink. It isn't long before Juntang gets drunk and happily walks around the restaurant intoxicated. Xia sees him walk out with the thought that it is getting out of hand. Outside, Xia begins to remember her past, making her mood sour. It is not long before Rowney and Juntang walk out, with Juntang apologizing and saying he will text her back now. This prompts her to forgive him, and they talk about that night. Hiding nearby, Xia realizes that both of them were involved when Juntang went out on the group date. A drunken Juntang begins to express that he can't forget about that night and how it was important to him, thinking about it all the time. Rowney misunderstands the situation about their date, while Xia recognizes that Juntang is slowly falling in love with her. Last night, Xia had stuck into Juntang's bed and they slept together. Upon waking up, Juntang is greeted with the sight of a teary-eyed Xia, making him wonder that she is a mystery to him. As Rowney walked out to dispose of the trash, she unexpectedly stumbled upon the scene. Seizing the opportunity, Xia mischievously teased the flustered Juntang. In his embarrassment, Juntang hastily grabbed Rowney's trash and made a hasty retreat. Later that day, Juntang searches up information about Xia's past and her life as an idol. Most of his searches basically told him about her attack on the paparazzi or her fans' enrage. Seeing this, Juntang gives his friend Guju a call to find information on Xia, but a rather angry Guju hangs up on him. Sometime later, a frustrated Guju rang the doorbell of Juntang while mumbling that if it wasn't for his mom, he wouldn't have to travel 2 hours to deliver food. Spotting Guju through the intercom, Juntang hastily made his way outside, intent on intercepting Guju before he could catch sight of Xia. Once outside, he quickly takes the bag of food from Guju and heads inside, not even inviting Guju inside. Grumbling about not being invited inside, Guju turned to leave, but a female voice from inside caught his attention. Suspecting his friend of some mischief with his girlfriend, Guju jumped the wall and swiftly moved toward the back to take a photo. However, upon seeing Xia, his favorite idol, he was so captivated that he tried to persuade her to hold his hand, earning him a swift kick out. In the present day, Guju persistently tries to force Juntang to introduce him to Xia, but each time, Juntang denies the request. One day, as Guju is leaving, he has an encounter with Xia, attempting to pass her a tuna. An infuriated Xia dumps the tuna on the ground, warning Guju to leave or face consequences. The situation escalates into a heated confrontation, with Guju angrily declaring an end to their friendship and pushing Juntang to the ground. In the aftermath, Juntang comforts a teary-eyed Xia, and once she calms down, she asks him to take her out on a date during the cultural festival. Juntang, who initially had plans to assist Zhu during the cultural festival, had to turn her down due to Xia's request. On the day of the festival, everyone is busy preparing their stalls and booths. Xia, dressed beautifully, confidently walks through the campus, attracting the attention of onlookers who are in awe of her stunning appearance. When she spots Junteng at their designated meeting place, she cheerfully greets him. However, Junteng reluctantly insists that she wears his jacket to conceal her identity, not wanting anyone to discover that she is Lai Xia from Dream Suite. Both of them soon make their way through the festival, playing games and eating food. After trying the trampoline, Xia and Junteng stride towards one of the stalls to return the bunny costume, as going on a trampoline with a short skirt would have been disastrous for her. While waiting for the staff to arrive, Xia goes inside the changing room of the stall to change out of the costume. The staff is none other than Rowney, who is shocked to see them together. After bidding farewell to her, Junteng and she begin their journey back home, hand in hand. During the walk, Junteng experiences a mix of happiness and a feeling that Xia might be playing with him. However, Xia clarifies her feelings by expressing that she genuinely likes him. These revelations leave Junteng contemplating his emotions towards both Xia and Zhu and considering his next steps. The silence between Junteng and Xia is interrupted by the sound of music emanating from a nearby stage. Intrigued, Xia suggests they check it out and drags Junteng towards the stage. The announcer takes the stage, announcing that anyone who sings, dances, or confesses their feelings to a crush will receive $300. In a trance, Xia takes the stage and proudly announces her identity as an entertainment major on probation, introducing herself as Lai Xia. The crowd erupts in cheers, recognizing her. However, after 30 minutes of an awkward silence, the announcer is torn about whether to ask Xia to leave the stage. Just in time, Zhu arrives in her worker clothes, takes the mic from Xia, and begins to sing, saving the situation. As Xia steps down from the stage, Junteng warmly embraces her. In that moment, he starts to acknowledge and come to terms with his growing feelings for Xia. The next day, Junteng attempts to wake Xia by knocking on her door, but there's no response. As he turns to leave, she suddenly drags him into her room. Against the wall, she embraces him, listening to his heartbeat. In this intimate moment, Junteng finally acknowledges his feelings for Xia and pulls her into a kiss. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and comment down your favorite part below.